Greetings, far and mighty people across the grand and mighty spectrums of time, and indeed the multiverse. I am Gordon Johans, and look, things are shit. They just are. Alright? We are at the beginning of a revolution, possibly on the verge of World War III. Climate change is a spectre of death that is hanging over us like the moon in Majora's Mask. Just this spectre of apocalypse that is getting closer and closer and closer. And we aren't doing enough about it. And technological unemployment is becoming a greater and greater and greater issue. Even people who can't recognize the danger of machines are recognizing that jobs are disappearing. That's why they're blaming the immigrants, right? Because they're noticing that the ratios of white people to people who aren't white people are improving in terms of equality, and so they think, oh, that must be why there aren't as many jobs for white people, and they're ignoring the fact that actually no, automation is getting rid of all these jobs. Because self-scanning machines, you can have like a bank of 20 of them, and you just need one guy to help people if they don't understand the machines, and you know, like a couple of security guards at the door to make sure nobody is stupid enough to try to con their way out of stuff, right? Technological unemployment is a thing that is happening and is real, and it's going on right now, and nobody is doing anything about it, because at the moment the economy is sort of vaguely limping along, and there are bigger problems that are hiding the issues caused by technological unemployment. And so all the rich people who are behind the issue of technological unemployment are just making as much money as they can and quietly making the situation worse and worse and worse. Because, you know, like, the black people are blaming the white people are blaming the black people, and the people who should know what the fuck's going on are blaming neoliberalism and capitalism and rich people, and so technological unemployment is just going on in the background, because everybody has got a much more punchable in the face kind of enemy. Everybody's got an enemy that they despise more. That they're like, yes, the world is shitty now. I couldn't. You fucker. And so they don't notice this kind of natural result of capitalistic endeavor that is just quietly getting rid of jobs and lowering the quality of life for the majority of people as a whole. And part of the reason why people aren't noticing it is because in the long term, technological unemployment is a good thing. Because once we reach that tipping point of being into a post-scarcity society, it's awesome. The problem is, until we reach that tipping point, nobody's gonna start helping people. Like, we are reaching a point where people are suffering and the help is not being given to them because nobody considers technological employment a big enough issue yet. So things are shit. They are shit. And they are shit in my personal life, you know. I am really feeling the, you know, the itch of like, it's been 2 years now of being stuck in this fucking house. And like, I think the thing that's kind of really screwed me up this time is not going to Nine Worlds Geek Fest last year. Because, like, that was at least something. That was at least a fucking thing of just like 3 days with other people who fucking get you. And I haven't had that. I haven't had even just like 3 days of being a normal fucking human being. And so I am getting worse and worse and worse, and it's not good. And it also doesn't help that the Nazis think they're fucking winning, and so they keep pestering me and pestering me like that ex who won't fucking understand that it's over, dear! The Discord has been and gone. I don't care about your emails anymore. I don't care about your shitty Valentine's cards through the posts. I don't care. You want to fucking send spiders through the post? You want to fucking go ahead and, I don't know, send a moray eel through the post? I don't give a shit. Right? Yes, you will end up feeding enough data to me so that we can get your ass arrested. That is all you will achieve. You will not achieve, you will not scare me away, you will not annoy me, you will not succeed in stopping me from living my life, from doing the things that I want. All you will do is lay out enough of a fucking line that we can reel you in and catch you like the fucking dicks you are. I don't know why I said that dicks are caught with fishing lines, but I did. Mixed metaphors are kind of a thing when you're a fan of the Seventh Doctor. But the things are shit. They are shit, but there is hope. There is indeed hope. And part of the hope is, funnily enough, that things are reaching the point of shitness where the powerful are starting to notice and they are starting to do something about it. Where the people are not apathetic anymore, where the people are fighting and shit is being done. Trump is being fought against. Bannon is being fought against. The Nazis are being fought against. The Republicans and the Conservatives, they are being fought against. Okay, the Conservatives not so much in Britain, and that's shitty, and Brexit is just a clusterfuck that, to be honest, I think even Theresa May would bloody want Jeremy Corbyn to pull his fucking finger out of his arse and do something already! Not that I'm bitter about the fact that, you know, my best hope of not fucking dying in the next, 5 years is busy kind of not doing shit because he's like, well, I can't change anything, so I'm not gonna bother grandstanding. Meanwhile, Theresa May is just fucking up the country because even she doesn't know what to do. Like, even she doesn't have some fucking evil villain plan. She doesn't fucking know. Right? Like, everybody's clueless and lost in Britain and just like, fuck you! Not good. Not good. But there is hope. I meant this to be a video about hope, and I've spent the first 10 minutes of it kind of ranting about how fucked we are. But there is hope, and we should never lose sight of it, you know. I am going to move. And I am going to have a social life again, a real world in actuality, tangible fucking social life again. And you know, the problems of the world are reaching a point where they are starting to be dealt with. And we are reaching a point where climate change and technological unemployment are starting to be considered by people, because things are getting so very bad. And technology is, I made a video before talking about how I have faith in technology and technological development, and honestly, right, that keeps holding true. I still have faith in technology, and technology keeps delivering. It keeps chugging on, it keeps just doing things a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit more efficiently, a little bit cheaper, and getting good at this. We are getting good at this. Okay? We just are. We are. And there are so many good people around, and they are fighting now, and they are leading the charge, and they are changing the way in terms of popular culture. And we've got new generations coming up who know the fucking score, right? And they are gonna make this so good. Like, it's gonna be a rough 40 years, but by golly, once the boomers are fucked off, once it's the Gen Xers and the millennials and the people who come after us, the world is gonna be such a better place. And all you guys out there who are following my videos going, oh my god, look at this cuckoo! Look at him! He wants to take away our guns. Like, guys, you're gonna grow out of it. You're gonna grow out of it. You're gonna meet some nice girls and some nice boys, or some nice people elsewhere on the gender spectrum, and you're gonna have fun. And you're gonna lose that chip on your shoulder. You're gonna lose that stick from your ass, and you're gonna realize that actually there is far more to this life than maintaining some pissy, nonsensical view of pride in your race and in your masculinity. Like, you are gonna realize that there are small, beautiful things out there that are worth fighting for, that are glorious, and that have got nothing to do with the colour of your skin. They've got nothing to do with the shit between your legs and the shit between your ears. That there is art out there, and beauty, and love, and amazing things. Really wild things. And even you alt-right fuckers who are sitting there and behind your computers, behind your tablets, and you're thinking that I am the epitome, anthropomorphization of all your slanderous ideals about the left, right? Even you are gonna realize when you grow up that liberalism, that leftyism, that environmentalism, that the LGBTQA plus spectrum, that social justice, that all these things are right. Because it's the natural order of things. It's the endless story of progression. you know. And I have faith now because you know, the persecuted minorities, they've been fighting for so long, and they have been fighting so well, and they know how to fight. And now the white people are getting in on the fight, and now the white people with the power are getting in on the fight, and they are woke, and they are gonna fight this, and they are gonna win this, and they are gonna help us defeat all the inequality in the world. We are gonna have a better world when all this is said and done. When all this right nationalist bullshit is done away with. We are gonna have a better fucking world. And our culture is changing for the better. Our people are changing for the better. There is good in this world, and it is winning. It might seem to be losing because, you know, like George Orwell said, you know, the left, it's slow to mobilize, but once it does, it doesn't stop, and it will win. And then we're gonna win. Whatever tragedies and horribleness we are gonna befall in the next, you know, 4 years, 8 years, 16 years, we're gonna win through them. In the end, we will persist, and we will have a better world, a world free from bigotry and hate, a world free from the tyranny of the fucking white man. And I know I'm a white man. I know I am. But I'm not part of this tyranny. If you're a member of the alt-right, you are part of the tyranny. You are right now. But you will come to realize the error of your ways, because if you don't, you're gonna die with the rest of your fucking idiots. And that's okay. You know, that's the side you've chosen to be on. You know, you do you. You're gonna be on the side that loses and gets destroyed and eradicated. That's your peace. We're gonna win, and we're gonna have such a better world. And you know, I've been struggling for a long time. I've been bouncing around from idea to idea to idea, never fully able to get a handle on what the fuck are we supposed to be doing? What the fuck am I supposed to be writing about? Because, you know, like, so someone said on fucking Tumblr, oh, here goes another fucking white knight. I'm not white, and I'm not a knight. I'm not a white knight. I am no fucking knight, and I sure as shit ain't in some fucking shiny ass armor. You know, I am the monster that has spent his whole life pursued by monsters and cannot help but fight them. I regard myself as, you know, one of the people who will be against the wall when the revolution comes, and I'm okay with that. You know, I was broken by the patriarchy. I was broken by toxic masculinity, by a culture that makes men so very fragile, by a culture that makes us so dependent on, having pussy accessories, the trophy wife. I was broken by that, and I am irrevocably damaged as a result. And so I know that, in this great new world that is coming, I'm not really gonna belong, and that's okay. That's okay. There will be a better world when I'm gone, and that's amazing and beautiful. And whilst I am here, whilst I am in it, maybe my conflicted place as a white male feminist who can't help fetishizing the sexual objectification of the female form. Maybe I can use that to help educate those broken of us who need some way to get wisdom into them, but also, like me, are broken enough to need their fetishes fulfilled. Because the world isn't made up of fucking, Death Eaters and Auras. It's not made up of, Nazis and Time Lords. This isn't about, the evil fascistic empire and the saintly good people. This is about a whole load of people who are damaged and broken, but can see the way history is turning, like the way history is turning, and want history to turn that way, want future generations to be better off, even if they themselves may be too flawed to really live and enjoy in that new world. We don't need everyone to be a fucking ally of the gay community. We just need people who, despite their prejudices, are willing to vote for the good of gay people, because whilst they may be bigoted themselves, they recognize the fundamental right of other people to live their lives if they aren't harming anyone, right? You can be a bigoted, hateful person. You can be a person who is broken and damaged inside and still be a part of creating a glorious future, right? Because it's not actually a problem to be a racist in and of itself. It's not actually a problem to be a misogynist in and of itself. It's a problem when you let those hang-ups oppress other people, right? I mean, it's like, I personally, I don't like tattoos, right? Partly because, I've got such a changeable mood that I could never get anything done permanently to my body, and partly it is kind of shallow and quasi-misogynistic thing that I like, kind of, and it sounds very dodgy considering that, you know, Nazis are the big issue of the moment, and Nazis are the people stalking me. But I like clear skin because I like the sort of the purity of a non-tattooed body. And that's okay so long as, you know, you recognize that your tastes don't impinge on other people. It is fine to prefer not having tattoos, and to prefer, you know, the people you're sexually interested in don't have tattoos as well, so long as you aren't going around oppressing everyone who has tattoos, so long as you aren't going around lecturing people about how they shouldn't have tattoos, how people who have tattoos are lesser, right? It is fine to be flawed so long as you recognize and fight for what is good. Right? No, nobody is expecting you to turn around if you are this white supremacist and start fucking marching for Black Lives Matter. Nobody is expecting that, right? Of course you aren't gonna switch from being a fucking neo-Nazi, Sieg Heiling your Führer, to protesting against cops killing black people. But you can realize that your ideals are bigoted and unfair, and stop championing them. You can realize that your ideals aren't ideal, and stop standing in the way of other people who want to fight for a better world. At the moment, a lot of people are very angry, and they're right to be angry. You know, genocide makes me angry, right? And let's not mess about here. If you're a white supremacist, you are a genocidal person, right? Because you are supporting an ideology that has been used to oppress and exterminate peoples in the past. I mean, if you are a white supremacist in America and you are complaining about immigrants, dudes, you're the fucking immigrants! You are the immigrants who went in to fucking America and committed genocide against the natives! Genocide is making people angry. And when people are angry, they don't listen, they don't consider, and I sure as shit am not going to. But because they're not listening and they're not considering, they aren't identifying the weak spots. They aren't realizing that the key to destroying the Nazi regime is picking apart the true believers who will die for genocide, and those who just are a bit weirded out and don't really get it, and they're just like, but my jobs are going and I don't understand, and I read the Daily Mail, right? There is a difference between seeing technological unemployment affecting your community, looking around for an answer and finding one that seems to fit even if it's bullshit, and being someone who genuinely thinks that black people are inferior and deserve to be exterminated. And Like, we can educate those who think that immigration is why they aren't getting a job. We can't educate people who think they've got scientific evidence why black people are inferior. Right? Because those who think they've got scientific evidence have already ignored so many different scientific evidence, so many different scientific papers as to why it's bullshit. It's like, if you're one of these people who doesn't believe in climate change because you've not bothered to do the research, and because frankly the idea scares you or it sounds too mad, right? We can educate you. If, however, you are one of these people who thinks you've got a load of bullshit evidence why climate change is a scam, then you're just a crazy person. You're just a person who is sucked into a fucked up ideology, and there isn't much we can do. I am about the one person right now who maybe still gives a shit about whether members of the alt-right can be redeemed and turned against their Nazi allies. Because I know that so many of you among the alt-right are just joking, that you think it's the right laugh because, look at the libtards, they want to get our guns, fucking idiots, right? I know you. So many of you are just joking, and I know so many of you are just angry because you can see technological unemployment fucking up your community, and you can see there's a problem, and that people aren't talking about technological unemployment, but what people are talking about is fucking racist shit, so you think, well, that's an explanation, right? I can see that there are shades of shit, right? And what I'm saying is that so long as you aren't the really stubborn, horrifically zombified shit, that there is a chance for you to get clean and to be reborn as someone on the side of righteousness. And I think we're starting to see that. No. The alt-right, Nazis, this new wave of terror from white people, it's going to end, and that's a good thing. And I have hope and I have faith that there will be people watching this video now who will reconsider, who will start to question whether they really want to be in the bunker with Hitler when he shoots himself. Because it's gonna happen again. Right? There is no way that Trump and Stephen Bannon end this as the victors, as the heroes. They are going to end up disgraced, right? Either they are going to end up disgraced in a peaceful transition of power as Congress decides to impeach them and get rid of them, or they're going to end up knocked out some other way, possibly involving violence and war. So what you've got to decide is, how far are you willing to follow your leaders? How far are you willing to follow their rhetoric? Because it might all seem fun and games and good japes when you're winning. But you're starting to lose already. And it's barely halfway through February. And he's got 4 years left. So, yeah. If I were you, start considering whose side you want to be on when this ends. Because I can tell you this for damn sure. Donald Trump, Stephen Bannon, they ain't winning this. The Nazis ain't winning this. Richard Spencer, he ain't fucking winning this. Milo, he ain't fucking winning this. Feminism is. And I don't think I even qualify as a feminist, but feminism is going to win this. And you just got to ask yourselves, who are you more scared of, and who do you want to be on the side of when this ends? Because I know for damn sure that there is no way in hell I am going to be stupid enough to ever follow a bunch of punk-ass fools who decide to pull off a coup when they can't even fucking weather the first weeks in office. They aren't gonna last 4 years, they aren't gonna last 8. There is hope, my friends. Hope for a better world and a brighter tomorrow. We must never stop fighting for it. I have been Gordon Johans, and very shortly, within the next couple of days, possibly even sooner than that, you're going to be getting the first story in a multiverse of stories, because I know now what kind of story I want to tell, and all these half-finished stories, they are part of one grand narrative, and I hope you're gonna like it. Thank you to all my Patreons at patreon.com for helping to make videos like this possible. If you wish to leave a like or dislike to rate the video for my analytics, that would be much appreciated. Comments are always welcome, though be aware that they will be moderated before being published, so please be civil. If you liked this video, please consider adding it to your favourites, sharing it to your friends, or subscribing. If you wish to help me out, or my channels, please consider whitelisting my videos in your adblock software, subscribing for monthly donations through Patreon, or giving a small one-off donation. Alternatively, I have a Steam wishlist for games I would consider let's playing or streaming, so if you would like to see me broken before the Dark Souls altar, or just happen to have gotten a duplicate of a game in a humble bundle, then you know what to do. I also have an official Facebook fan page, Twitter account, Tumblr, Reddit and blog, so you can stay up to date with all of my videos, blog articles and the things I care about. Links are in the video description. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I think that all that now needs to be said is ban all guns, institute universal basic income now, and ensure government is elected by proportional representation. Oh, and also, fuck the racists and fuck the alt-right.